Do you have problems understanding native English speakers? If so, you're not alone, and this is one of the most common problems that my students face, which is why in today's video, I want to talk to you about why you can't understand native English speakers, and I also want to tell you how you can solve this problem, how you can learn to understand spoken English. My name is Michael Anton. I'm the founder of English at the Ready, and it's my goal to make you fluent in English. Native English speakers, and native speakers of most languages, speak quickly. If you can understand me, but you can't understand other native speakers, there's a good chance it's because I speak more slowly than a lot of native speakers. And I get a lot of comments asking me if this is how I speak in real life. And it depends, because sometimes I do slow down my speech, especially if I'm giving a presentation or if I'm trying to make a good impression. I need to speak clearly. I need to articulate my words. But if I'm speaking with my friends, if I'm having a casual conversation, then yeah, I speak more quickly than I do now. When you speak a language as your native language, you will speak it more quickly. You will connect words together, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So yes, native speakers speak English more quickly, and it can be difficult to understand fast spoken English. One of the solutions to this problem is to watch movies, to watch TV series, to watch Netflix, to watch anything with subtitles. Turn on the subtitles and turn on the English subtitles, because that will allow your brain to connect what you hear with what you see. So you'll hear a word or you'll hear a sentence and you won't understand it, but then you'll see it on the screen in the subtitles and it will make sense. So you'll actually be able to connect the words you hear with the words you see. And in future, the more you do this, this will make it easier to understand fast spoken English, because now you know how these words actually sound in real conversation. So yes, use subtitles. They're important. They can really help you. Use subtitles. Make sure the subtitles are in English. English audio, English subtitles. And that will really help you understand fast spoken English. Now, the second reason you have trouble understanding native speakers is because your vocabulary isn't big enough. And I know that probably sounds obvious, but I want to give you an example of what this looks like in a real world conversation. You've probably spoken to somebody before, or maybe you've listened to them on TV or in a movie, and maybe you've understood some of what they were saying, but suddenly you felt lost. You felt like you couldn't keep up with them. You felt like you completely lost track of the conversation. And of course, this happens in part because somebody is speaking quickly, but it can also happen because you come across a word in conversation, somebody says something, and you don't understand that word, and you get stuck on that word. You're trying to figure out what that word was. What did this person say? And you spend 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds doing that, but they've already continued, so you've lost track of the conversation. Well, this could have been prevented if you knew this word. Because if you knew that word, you wouldn't have gotten stuck and you wouldn't have lost track of the conversation. So this is something that happens more slowly, building your vocabulary, learning new words, expanding your active and your passive vocabulary, but it's something that directly contributes to having problems understanding native speakers in conversation. So expand your vocabulary. I have lots of lessons here on the channel about vocabulary. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to English at the Ready if you want to improve your English. I also have a lot of great programs which I know will help you improve your reading, writing, speaking, listening, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, and so much more, just click the link in the description below to learn more about how we can help you improve your English. Now, the third reason you have problems understanding native speakers is because native speakers use something called connected speech. Maybe you've heard of connected speech before. It's a pretty big topic, and if you're interested in learning more about it, I have several lessons available in my courses. Again, you can click the link in the description below to learn more about my club and my conversation confidence course. But in today's video, I want to teach you a bit more about what connected speech is and what it looks like in conversation. First of all, let's be honest. When we speak our native language, we can sometimes become lazy. And that means connecting words and linking words so that they become easier to pronounce. Sometimes we might delete sounds. For example, instead of saying want to, we might delete the T and say wanna. Wanna. Instead of going to, we might say gonna. Gonna. Instead of need to, we might say needa. I need to go. I need to go. Let me becomes let me. Let me go. Let me ask you a question. So you can see we're removing these sounds and we're combining these two words together, which enables us to speak more quickly. But obviously, if you're not familiar with this way of connecting words and linking them, it will be difficult to understand native speakers. Sometimes we delete the G sound at the end of a verb. Instead of saying going, which is a bit more difficult to say when speaking quickly, we might say going. I'm going. I'm singing. I'm doing. Not I'm doing, but I'm doing. That's very common in spoken English. Other times we might delete the V sound in of. For example, time of day could become time of day. Time of day. Time of day. Cup of coffee becomes cup of coffee. Cup of coffee. And sometimes we even delete the H sound in he, her, or him, or we delete the th in them. For example, see him becomes see him. See him. Meet her becomes meet her. Meet her. I'm going to meet her. Watch them becomes watch him. Watch him. And lastly, where is he could become where is he? Where is he? So you can see we've removed the h sound, the H sound, and we've combined those words together. Connected speech is such a complicated topic, and I do have several great lessons available on this topic in my club and in my conversation confidence course. If you want to learn more about the club and the course, click the link in the description below. Personally, I would recommend the English at the Ready Club because you get live group classes every week and access to over 100 video lessons on so many different topics from me and my team. You can learn more about the club in the description below. But if you're serious about improving your English this year, maybe you move to Canada, to the US, to the UK, or to Australia. Maybe you're studying for the IELTS. Maybe you're just learning English for fun or for work. Then I'm confident we can help you in the club. So click the link in the description below to learn more. We've come to the end of today's video. And before we sign off, I want to remind you that the key to becoming fluent in English, or in any language for that matter, is exposure. The more you speak, the more you listen, and the more time you spend with English, the better you will become, the more fluent you will become. And if you're having trouble understanding native English speakers now, do these 3 things that I mentioned in today's video. Watch movies and series with subtitles and follow along with those subtitles. expand your vocabulary, read more, study new words and new phrases, and lastly, work on your connected speech skills. I'm 100% confident that you will be able to understand English speakers and you will be able to improve your listening skills. As always, if you found the video helpful, make sure to leave a like and let me know in the comments what kinds of lessons you want to see from me in the future. I hope you have a great start to the new year, and I'll see you in the next lesson.